Hey, what's going on, guys? Sunday afternoon is about 4:15. Just got back from recall formation. Was out on pass today, and here in a little bit, gonna have to go back down and do bed check. About an hour and a half, a little bit, so maybe. So we'll kill some time. We'll make a video. Yesterday we left off with getting out of basic and arriving to Fort Lee. A few things I wanted to touch on that I forgot to mention that I figured would be a good thing to talk about in basic is the field training exercises. So as a recruit in Fort Lee, you'll go through 3 field training exercises. You'll go through the anvil, the hammer, and the forge. So the anvil is a 1 night, 1 day type excursion, about a 2.5, 3 mile ruck based off of where we were to our destination. So loaded up all our gear in our ruck that we needed, sleeping system, extra boots, personal hygiene, stuff like that. Everything that you need, they give you a packing list. Put it all together, step off at, I don't know, it was sunshine, I remember when we went. So it was sometime late afternoon, or late morning, early afternoon. About 2.5 mile march, went to a field kind of sort of set up to be like it was called the corregidor. We ended up going into the woods, setting up a 360-degree perimeter throughout the whole company. Each platoon set up kind of like a quarter section of it. You and your battle buddy set everything up, get your fighting positions, dig, eat, everything like that, basically teaching you what's going to be like when you go on a field mission. So we ruck, we go, we end up sitting there doing some stuff, eating, kind of boring stuff. Then we started doing a little bit of field exercises, running through the woods, putting on our MOP 4 suit, which is our gas masks, overalls, jacket, boots, gloves, everything like that, that you got to use when there's a CBRN attack, chemical attack. Ran through the woods, did 3 to 5 second rushes, which is where you're running, and then you get down and you yell, "I'm up." He sees me, I'm down. So you get up, you run, enemy sees you, you get down, hide behind cover and everything like that. So got used to that. I was doing that. That was kind of fun. Overall experience was pretty cool. Kind of get out for a night, not stay in a bay full of 60 people that just don't shut up. The hammer, which was 3 days, 2 nights, or 2 days, 2 nights, I'm sorry, one of the two, we ended up getting rained out on. So we marched, it was like 6 miles, 8 miles, something like that. Did a couple halts. People were falling out left and right. Like, you know, it's 35, 40 pounds of gear and you're falling out. It's insane. It's kind of funny, actually. We ended up, we got to where we were going. I think it was called Corona, something like that. And dug our positions, everything like that. And we had to dig actual foxholes this time. So, you know, we were going, instead of just 18 inches or roughly of where we were supposed to be digging, we actually had to dig, you know, enough that we could lay down aside to where the tops of our heads could see out, put our rucks behind us, make cover and everything. You know, we had a couple hours to do that, and it started raining. It was cold, it was bad, and the rain picked up to where you couldn't see more than 1.5 feet, 2 foot in front of you. So moved from there to a lightning shelter, got bussed back, spent the night in the bay, woke up, everything like that. We went out, did land out the second day. So that kind of really didn't really have time to do anything. Then the forge came, which is one of the final qualifications for graduating basic training. 12-mile march, stepped off at 3 or 3:30 in the morning. The whole battalion does it at the same time. So you kind of gear up to see what it's going to be like to be in a couple days of what it's going to be like in the field. So we end up stepped off, walked around the battalion, and turned around, went to, I don't know what the place's name was, but it was about 12 miles. We stepped off first, got to where we were. It was about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock when we finally got done. And it started raining right after we got to where we were supposed to go. And I was a squad leader, so I had to make sure everybody in my squad, which was, I think we had about 12 of us, had to make sure everybody was set up, everybody was okay before I could do anything. So we get everything set up, roll out sleeping system, roll out sleeping mat, it's raining, we're cold, we're tired. Yeah. No. ended up going to sleep, and we had about 3.5 hours of a nap. Woke up and I was soaked, and somehow where I was laying downhill. Well, I don't know how to exactly describe it. I was laying so the water wasn't going to come in, but somehow it ended up coming in and just soaked my left leg. So I was like frozen in my left knee and everything. I'm like, this is fun. Stayed raining all day. It sucked. We ended up, we did incoming fire where they simulated mortars coming at us and everything. Injuries, medevacs, basically some more mission field type stuff. Then we marched to the what's it called, Nick at Night night infiltration course. So basically what it is basically Nick at Night is a first thing we did was we did like a giant obstacle course that simulated like D-Day, climbing over walls, climbing under barbed wire, climbing through mud pits, just a whole bunch of stuff, climbing over saddles and shit like that. It was fun experience. And then Nick at Night, you climb underneath barbed wire and you get shot at, but they're shooting like 10, 12 feet above your head and setting off simulation explosions and everything. So it was a fun experience, tiring. Then we marched from there for about another 10, 12 miles carrying MREs and supply runs and everything. Got to where we were, slept. We ended up going back to Caroma, slept for a decent while, ate and everything. I mean, it was cold. We were frozen. It was like 32, 33 degrees. We were all cold. We were tired. We were miserable. And we ended up getting up. Trying to think what we did. We did some more stuff, some more marching and everything. Then it started the final day where we were up for over 24 hours. 27 degrees. We went and did more little stations and everything. There's a lot that I could go into, but I don't want to take up too much time and make another long video. All in all, field training exercises, they're pretty fun, especially being in the freezing cold when you're sitting there and it's like all you want to do is move and you have to stand still. Shooting under stress, what they call, where they shut the lights off and you got to shoot 40 rounds at targets. That was kind of fun. So we'll pick up where we're coming to AIT. So got to Fort Lee, came in, processed, bye to Dad, bye to Rob, and get picked up by my platoon sergeant. Go to the company, in process, do all the paperwork, blah, blah, blah. Here you go. This is this. Take you up to your room, go up to the 5th floor, get my room assignment, walk in, and I'm like, wow, these rooms are kind of nice. 3 nice big beds, 3 big wall lockers, a shower. I mean, everything. It was real spacious, real comfortable, real nice room. Had a window we could look out of that oversaw some pretty nice scenery. Didn't know what the hell I was doing for the day. And then my one roommate shows up and we went to lunch, ended up making me march because I was a new guy. Didn't know what the hell I was doing, but had fun with it. Then we ended up going to final formation, which was a 1700 for dinner chow. And, I'm just trying to ask everybody, like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And they're telling me, so they're pretty helpful people. And they said, chow's optional, time's yours. Bed checks at 22. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm asking everybody, and they're telling me and everything. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, I just hit the jackpot, 2200, we're unsupervised until 2200, do this and that, cool. Went over to the little troop store that's right next door, got a whole bunch of unhealthy shit, pop, snacks, cigarettes, whatever. It was like chilling, having fun. I'm like, hey, that's kind of cool. So Sunday we did our paperwork when everybody got here. Had to fill out everything, get our address, mailing address, and all that stuff. So that was a kind of busy day. And then Monday we started doing our Fort Lee incoming briefs with the battalion commander, command sergeant majors, sharp briefs, financial trainings. All that stuff was at like whole week. Ended up not getting my security clearance right away, so I couldn't start class. It was a hold, and it went through the very next day. So I missed it by like 6 hours, which I was like, wow. Anyway, so as a hold under, you basically our schedule was normally wake up 4:30 based off where you had room checks or not. If you did, you stood outside your room, platoon sergeant just walked in, make sure everything was up to the standard, and then you get done, you go downstairs, you line up for accountability formation. First sergeant comes out, everybody does their accountabilities, then we start doing PT. And PT there versus PT at Fort Jackson is very, very different. It wasn't extreme. It wasn't as ridiculous as I thought it would be. We had a lot of fun with it. I think my first or second day, we ended up doing a run, and we ran around the Ordnance Island. Fort Lee's broken up into two sections. There's quartermaster side, and then there's Ordnance side. So we stayed in our area, and it was pretty decent sized for how it was. And we ended up running to a field. We played a game called Sharks and Minnows, where you put people in the middle, and they got to tag people. It's kind of like tag, where once you get tagged, you get in the middle until the last people running from one side to the other survive. And one of the dudes ended up picking up a tree and he's just running around with a friggin' tree. It was fun. We had a fun time. But as a hold under, you get done with PT, you go upstairs, you shower, come down, you go to chow. Chow, we had to be down at 6:20 on the pad, march to chow, come back, and then next formation was you had to be on the pad at 8:50. So we go upstairs to take a nap. And I'm like, man, I kind of like this. Then you go down, platoon sergeant comes down, or duty sergeant comes down, and they say, hey, we either have a detail, we need this many people, or we don't have a detail, go clean the 5th floor. So we go clean the 5th floor. We go sit in our day room. Somebody brings out their laptop. We start watching movies. If you got a snack in your room, you want to eat it, you can eat it. You want to go down to the vending machine, get something out of there and eat or drink, cool. Go to chow, come back, do the same thing over. Go to chow, come back, then your personal time around 1800 to 2000. And then you do bed checks, and then go to sleep on your own accord. I found out real quick it was not a smart idea for me to stay up until like midnight every night. So that was that. About 2 weeks of being a hold. Picked up class. On my birthday, I ended up going and doing the bomb suit test, which was different. Can't go into too much detail of it, but it'll exhaust you. To say the least. Fun though. For those of you who may not know, I was a explosive ordnance disposal technician in training. So we did the bomb suit test. We did that. We go to class. Class was freaking intense. We took packs of note cards that were 100, 150 in a pack, and in 2 days I went through 2 packs, 3 packs, something like that. Just learning all different things about ordnance, types of ordnance, initiation systems, fuses. There's like 15 fuses. There's like 10 different types of pins, firing pins, safety pins, everything like that. And it's not, they're really similar, but they're not. Colors, band types, Russian nomenclature, American nomenclature, Russian symbols that look like freaking hieroglyphics. It's a lot. And in EOD, you can only miss you can miss 3 tests or 3 questions on a test. If you miss 4, you fail. So it's like, hey, really got to study. First test, did great, got a 95. So I'm like, cool, it's all right, cool. We were supposed to go to class Friday all day, have the weekend to study, and test the second part of that mod on Monday. But they ended up doing an ordnance day. We got a half day of class on Friday, and we didn't do anything, so we didn't have anything to study over the weekend. Monday we go to class, and we learn everything in one day, test Tuesday. And I'm up until like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and falling asleep with note cards in my hand. Wake up, go to chow, studying the chow, studying before the class, and I'm like nervous. I'm like, man, I hope I got this. Missed 4. One of them was a tricky worded test question that ended up getting me. And even the sergeant was like, he goes, you got confused, didn't you? I was like, yes, I did, sergeant. He goes, happens. He goes, it's all right though. He goes, this is a tough job. You have to be smart in order to get this job. You seem like a smart guy. Don't give up on it. So I'm like, all right, cool. So didn't progress as far as I wanted to or I thought, but it's all right. Ended up being a hold for about a month. Then ended up picking up my current MOS, which is 92 Alpha, an automated logistics specialist. Arrived here middle of May, sometime, what's up, and was a hold here for a couple weeks, not like it was when you were back over there. everything's different over here. Rooms are a lot smaller. You don't have as much personal time. You know, it's after bed check is outside, which is right after dinner chow. When you get done, it's like 1900, lights out at 21, you know, and that's if you're lucky enough to get done early. And then it's lights out and they check. You know, our rooms don't lock here where they locked over there. It's like night and day difference. Took a long time to get adjusted to everything and to finally understand, like, hey, this is only a couple weeks. It's not as long as EOD, but it's not as great as EOD. It is what it is. I can't do anything about it. Suck it up, move on. So we did it. Class here, you know, we do everything on a computer. Take notes if you want, but everything's in a slideshow on a PowerPoint, and you can search it. You can Control F it and find exactly what you're looking for. So as long as you can search really well and you can read and comprehend, you're going to pass. It's an easy job. Too easy, almost. It works really well with what I used to do for a job. So I don't want to bombard on information of that job, but it's really, really easy. There's, I want to say 10 to 12 tests that we take. You have 1 alpha test, 3 Bravo tests, I want to say like 6 Charlie tests, and then a Delta test. So roughly around 10 to 12. We completed Charlie 9, which is our second test, Friday. We test Charlie 13, I think, on this upcoming Friday after the 4th. And the last one was only like 50 slides, where some of the Bravo ones were over 200, 225 slides. So pretty easy. I'm still debating on whether or not I want to continue with this MOS. I mean, obviously I got to do it for a couple of years until I can reclass and go become an MOST, which is a MOS transfer, and go back to do something that I think would be awesome, which I'm kind of thinking 12 Bravo, which is combat engineer. I think it'd be kind of cool. Promotions are for NCOs, our points are really low, whereas in this MOS they're really high. EOD was insanely high. Just to get promoted to sergeant is 798, and the max is 800. So you've got to be tip top to get promoted over there. To get promoted to E5 in this MOS, I want to say is around 300. Staff sergeant is the hard one to make, for whatever reason, I guess. So the plan is do combat engineer, pick up E6. So we're looking 6-8 years, as long as everything goes right, maybe earlier, maybe a little later. And then go back and try to do EOD again. So basically AIT, it is what you make of it. You can either make it out to be something fun. You can make it out to be something that you don't like. You know, food, about the same as basic, but the environment's a little bit more relaxed. You know, you're in ordnance versus quartermaster. For me, you know, it's kind of like the Ritz versus a motel that you see off the side of a, you know, dusty dirt road. But it is what it is. You know, you adjust, you adapt, you overcome. You know, we got 3 weeks, 5 days left, so we got 26 days. You know, no big deal, right? 4th of July is coming up this Wednesday, so we got Wednesday, Thursday off of class. Get a pass again, so we can go out for a couple hours. Hopefully, they're gonna do fireworks for us, which is gonna be nice. Get a little taste of what it was like being back home. Just chill, do my own thing. Hopefully, Thursday gotta have oral surgery to get my wisdom teeth removed. So be on bed rest for Thursday, some part of Friday, because I'm not missing the test and having to stay here even longer. You know, I've been at Fort Lee for 3 months. It'll almost be 4 months before I graduate, and not looking forward to staying any longer. So that's that. We'll try to keep it short and sweet. I know it's still a little bit long, but I just want to say thanks for everybody that watched the first video, and thanks for everybody to subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. Please give it a like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, put it on Facebook, put it out for whoever, so you can just we get some more views and hopefully try to help people with incoming questions, you know, from the point of view of me. I can get some friends in on this if you guys want. We can get some guys from EOD that are stationed with me here that we all got reclassed together, and we can go from there. So, all right, everybody, it is sometime. My watch is on a timer. But anyway, hope y'all have a great night. Have a great evening. Have a good week. Enjoy your 4th. Please be responsible if you drink. Drink responsibly. Don't drive. if you're going to drink, have somebody drive, or drink and stay home. Enjoy the fireworks. Enjoy your time with your families. Remember what this country stands for on the 4th. You know, we fought for freedom. We achieved it. And for the last 242 years, we've been kicking ass and holding it. So my turn to try to uphold part of that. So everybody have fun, enjoy, and I'll talk to you soon.